Nah. No. I don't know if this is working or not, so... yeah. B. Should have thought of this before I started. Not sure if that picked up. I was just adjusting my microphone. So, not sure what's about to happen, but hey, let's have some fun. Is this thing even on? Fun skins, actually. I think they're pretty cool. If DC was looking for a good movie to make an good comic, to make an animated movie off of, I would definitely have to go with Red Sun. A lot of people I know think it's just mediocre and nothing too special, but to me, it's one of the coolest Superman stories that's been written. Now, at the same time, I love alternate realities. That's why I thought Flashpoint Paradox was amazing. Hang on. That's how you do it. But yeah, DC, I don't know what they have planned next for their animated movies, because they just did The Killing Joke, and
Grundy kill you dead! You stink of stench.
I don't know what people... I've kind of heard... So how you guys all doing? It's Labor Day for most people, so... guess that means for a lot of us.
They don't call me the main man for nothing.
Hang on, I'm just checking something. Okay, I think we're good. Gameplay reading. Okay, yeah, we're good, we're good.
Begin.
So I've thought about trying this whole live streaming thing a few times. Just never really had the things to do it with, and I don't know, I just kind of felt like this would be an interesting thing to try out. I love this game, actually. It's a really fun game. You know, it's not nearly as good as some other fighting games out there, at least a certain one, which you guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's the same guys who made this. But it's still an amazing game, and I'm really looking forward to the second one. I think you all heard, but they've announced Deadshot's gonna be in it. This is probably pretty well known, but I think no, it's not in this level, but there's a certain place, if you look, he actually does show up in the game. I know that's nothing too special, because I'm pretty sure they did that just because of like a little joke or something. But I kind of thought it was a fun little thing to notice in the background, a fun Easter egg in a way. Oh, and that was my bell. Someone's here. Probably my friend. She said she had to stop by. She's not my girlfriend. Don't even think that. Anyhow. So, out of all the Injustice characters, I'd have to say if there's one or two characters who I really didn't want in the second one, it'd probably be Killer Frost would be one of them, at least as like a main character, you know? And probably like Harley Quinn or the Joker. Well, more Joker. Harley Quinn looks actually pretty cool in Injustice 2. But I'm gonna be honest, in this game, she wasn't anything too special. Then again, maybe that's just my unpopular opinion. And the reason why I say I think Joker could have a better villain than Joker is because Joker's like the villain in everything. There literally has not been an Arkham game, like one of the Batman Arkham games, where Joker was not the main villain. Except for Arkham Knight. But even then, he's still like front and center in the game, so you can't say that he is, like, not in the game, even though he's dead. Yeah, spoilers to anyone who hasn't played Arkham City. Joker totally kicks it at the end of that. And frankly, it's pretty interesting. You know, you gotta watch it to understand it. So I ain't gonna bore you guys with all those details. But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool if they included some lesser-known DC characters. Like, they've already said they're gonna have Gorilla Grodd, Atronicus, and Blue Beetle in this, which I think is pretty awesome. Not in this game, Injustice 2. And that, to me, alone is pretty awesome. Oh, and Supergirl. But yeah, I'm waiting to see what else have they got lined up. I'm pretty excited for it, because from what I've seen, apparently you can do a whole sort of like customization thing with your characters, and apparently, from what I've heard, that's just to make them stronger, faster, better armor, or look different. Now, I don't think there ever has been a, you know, a fighting game of any sort that didn't have that. Well, that had that, I mean. You know, I just think that is a cool idea. It's a neat little, like, thing you can do. And maybe it might be like faction wars in Mortal Kombat X. It sounds cool on paper, but ultimately it's completely pointless. Frankly, I hope it isn't.
I bring death. You're about to be croaked, loser.
Sorry, I just like these. I don't know, I'm just curious, what are they gonna do exactly with it? Hang on. So yeah, another thing I wanted to bring up, I love Scorpion's look here, so much so that I finally was able to unlock him, like that skin in Mortal Kombat X. It took a long time, but it's worth it because it looks amazing. No, actually, I think I have every skin in Mortal Kombat X aside from Gold Scorpion, which is surprising because that is the first pre-order bonus I've ever seen that stayed a pre-order bonus.
Begin.
You don't know what I'm talking about? Let me put it this way. Goro was supposed to be a pre-order bonus. He was on the disc. Well, when Mortal Kombat XL came out, they said if you pre-ordered now, it would include 2 bonus skins called the cosplay skins. And about a week after Mortal Kombat XL came out, maybe even a day, I didn't check, guess what? They were available on the store. Well, the PlayStation store, so someone's been lying to us. Then again, Ed Boon and WB Games, they're really infamous for kind of messing with us like that. Hang on. Oh, come on! Hasn't been released yet, because you'd think that they would've, because I want them. Like, don't get me wrong, I think I would really like it so I can just say I have all of them. But I've seen people selling, like, their little things with the codes on it for, like, 60 bucks. That's ridiculous, okay? Like, I got a Green Arrow LEGO Dimensions figure at Fan Expo, which you can only get at comic conventions for now. Or at least this one version of it. And they're selling it for, like, 50 bucks on the internet. The sad thing is, I have 2, so I might actually have to try that at some point.
They don't call me the main man for nothing.
Yeah. So, I want to just talk about some comic history, a couple of things about the game and this character. For those of you who are watching this and you don't know either what Injustice is about, or who the heck I'm playing as. First off, let's start with the bigger one, who I'm playing as. This dude is named Lobo. That's what he calls himself, because his real name apparently would take too long for you to possibly say it, but the only thing we know about it is it translates to, well, part of it would translate to, he who devours your entrails and thoroughly enjoys it. Just from that, you might be able to get something of an idea of what kind of character Lobo is. He's very much a violent character, very much in a way. He was made as a parody of, like, Wolverine and other characters. That was his whole point. And he originally showed up in, I believe, Omega Man #1, under, I think it was Lobo was his name, but he looked drastically different. Like, unbelievably different. So, yeah. So why does he look like this now? Well, a couple years later, DC decided to give him a 4-issue miniseries. I actually have all, well, the first issue in that. I couldn't find the others at Fan Expo for a reasonable price. But they changed a lot about it. First off, they named him Lobo, again. So maybe I lied, they didn't change that. But they did name his race. They called them Zarnians. For those of you who don't know, Zarnians are an alien race which were peace-loving and also had a very powerful regeneration ability, even more than like Deadpool or Wolverine. Like, Lobo can literally regenerate his entire body from 1 drop of blood. That's just how tough it is. Now here's where it gets interesting. When he was in the 4th grade, Lobo killed everyone on the planet. He literally wiped out his entire race. Why? Because he wanted to have an interesting science fair project. 4th grade, he wiped them all out, and I believe he used giant flying scorpions. So, yeah. Afterwards, he kind of became the world's deadliest bounty hunter. Although I call him more of a murderer than a bounty hunter, because he'll kill just about anyone for just about any reason. Not including money. You make him mad, you're dead. You get in his way, you're dead. Get what I'm saying? Now, there was always something about him that, when I first heard about him, it was from his Christmas special. If you guys don't believe me, this dude has a Christmas special. What's it about? Well, if you're a kid watching this, you may want to cover your ears. He's hired by the Easter Bunny to kill Santa. I'm not making that up. Literally, look it up. Lobo is hired by the Easter Bunny to kill Santa. Because Santa was getting too big and the other holiday icons were kind of getting worried about him taking over. And it also turns out all the elves were essentially like slaves and Santa is a guerrilla warfare style leader. Which, to be honest, that was hilarious. Now, back to a bit more about his character. If you think, well, then if you really want to kill him, just try, like, vaporizing him, throwing him into the sun. Do anything like that to get rid of him. They've done that a few times. First time it happened, he was sent to hell. But, very quickly, he was kicked out of hell. Why? He was so violent, he was uncontrollable, and everyone was afraid of him. He just started causing a mess to a point when they're like, we can't hold this guy, he has to go. So they sent him back to Earth as a woman. I'm not kidding, look it up. Lobo's back. Another 4-issue miniseries before Lobo got his full 57, I believe, issue series. So, yeah, they turned him into a woman by accident, and he was after the guy who he was after in the first place. He died again, and he was sent to heaven. What do you think happened? I want you guys to think long and hard. What do you think could have possibly happened when this guy gets sent to heaven? If your answer was anything but extreme violence and chaos, you were dead wrong. Wow, how I did not know you could do that. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to try that with Superman later. So, yeah, pretty obviously, Lobo just caused a massive ruckus up in heaven, and they sent him back to Earth, alive, as a squirrel. Does it end there? No. He gets killed one last time, and sent to heaven. And since they don't want to put up with him, and frankly, could you kind of go, you know what, forget it, we're gonna give him complete and total immortality. So no matter what happened from everything, and I do mean everything, this dude has been through more than any comic character I've ever seen. He's been disintegrated, blown up, torn apart, set on fire, torched, thrown around, but he always just comes back and he always finishes his job.
Call me the main man for nothing.
The only kind of jobs he won't do are ones that involve harming space dolphins. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That is actually one of the reasons why I love this dude, because this huge, hulking, violent character, what does he love more than anything? Dolphins. Harmless, fluffy dolphins. Well, not fluffy. He loves dolphins to a point when he will not hurt them. In fact, he will fight to protect them, and he takes care of them, he talks to them, and he essentially, like, they're pets to him in a way. But he will never hurt them. It's the one thing which he actually is calm around. Unless you threaten to hurt dolphins, then he goes full-on berserker mode, and you don't want to see what happens when that happens. So yeah, Lobo is a pretty awesome character, and he's finally getting his own movie. I think a lot of that has to do with the popularity of Deadpool being an R-rated superhero movie, and DC is really desperate to try and make a big hit after, you know, Batman v Superman failed, and Suicide Squad was well, it's up to what you think about it. I liked it, but I can see why some people didn't. So, yeah, actually, interesting fact here. The director of Deadpool was originally going to make a Lobo movie, but at some point, for some reason, he backed out, did some other stuff, and then made Deadpool. Sorry. So now with the huge, and I mean huge, success of Deadpool, DC wants to get out their own sort of R-rated master hit. the best character they can do it with, aside from an R-rated Batman movie, which apparently they are doing, which I think is cool, would be Lobo. So hopefully they don't use this new 52 character design though, because that looked hideous. And with that, guys, that's pretty much everything you need to know about Lobo. So let's talk about Injustice. The game itself is set in an alternate world, the exact same to the one that we all read our comics in. So it's got this whole world, and Lex Luthor at one point, it begins with a quote, him saying, "There are an infinite number of universes, some very like our own, except for one or two very small things." And this game takes place in, let's just call it Dimension 2. In this dimension, Joker actually tricked Superman into killing Lois Lane, because he was convinced Lois was Doomsday. It's a long story, read the comics. And then when Lois died, it set off a bomb, a nuclear bomb, which destroyed all of Metropolis. And in anger, Superman did what Batman never does, and actually took responsibility for Joker and killed him. So after that, Superman kind of decided, you know what, it's time that things really change. How is he going to change it? He's going to become a tyrannical dictator, destroy everyone who gets in his path, and even murder a child. Seriously, he kills Shazam at one point. So if that's the story of Injustice, why would you want to play it? Because back in Dimension 1, it's a similar event with Joker having a nuke, but this time the heroes stop him. Well, sort of. It turns out Dimension 2 Luthor brought all the heroes from Dimension 1 over to Dimension 2, trying to help them stop Dimension 2's evil Superman. So, it's a pretty good story, actually, and there's a lot more to it, but the comics make it even better, because it gets to show you why all the characters are doing certain things, or why they're on this one person, or why they're on, Superman's side as opposed to, I don't know, Batman's, the insurgency or the regime. That's what the two sides are. It actually shows you why they're choosing to do this. That in Dimension 2, they have way cooler looking costumes. Seriously, I'll show you what I'm doing. When I lose eventually, or I finish this tower, I will show you what Nightwing looks like in the regime world. He looks so much cooler than he ever did in the normal one. That also might be because he's wearing the a very basic blue Nightwing thing with a buzz cut, and it looks kind of dumb. Anyhow, actually, that's another one of the few things that are changed. This is a spoiler for the comics, so if you don't want to hear it, just skip ahead a few seconds. In Dimension 2, I'm going to keep calling it that, Damian actually is Nightwing. What happened to Richard Grayson? Well, Damian kind of killed him by accident. Yeah, they were having a fight at one point in Arkham Asylum, and he got mad and accidentally threw one of the Eskrima sticks at Nightwing. Nightwing fell and hit his head, and he died. So what happens then? Then Nightwing takes over and becomes a far better. Well, Damian takes over and becomes a far better Nightwing, in my opinion. At least he looks cooler. And Harley just got royally beaten into the ground.
Call me the main man for nothing.
That's another thing I wish that I could do, is skip these outros like you can in MKX, because I've heard this one about 100 times and gets kinda old really fast. That and the intros, that's one thing I liked about Mortal Kombat X, and even though Mortal Kombat X did come after this, I know that. Don't comment below saying, "Oh, Raptor, that's not fair, Mortal Kombat X came after." I know that. The thing I like about MKX is the fact that the characters actually, in some cases, they argue with each other. When they come in, they actually talk to each other. At least in some pretty funny moments. Seriously, look up funny MKX intros. You'll know what I mean. And here we go again, because we're in the same place aside from that one statue not being painted with the Joker. So I don't know if he would be good for the game, but I kind of think Scarecrow would be cool to have in Injustice 2. Again, kind of thinking the whole, characters who are really cool but don't get enough respect sort of angle. Apparently, from what we've been told, Injustice 2 is going to take place a little bit after the first game ended with Superman of Dimension 2 being defeated, and then essentially people trying to restart what he started, like continue what he started in a Kylo Ren kind of way. Oh, dang it. So, yeah. So apparently also he's probably gonna break out of jail or something, because all the trailers show him and Batman fighting. So I'm pretty sure he is. Hang on. Done! Okay. So I don't really know even if I'm gonna be doing this frequently, like this whole live streaming thing. I don't even know if this is working. It could be literally just 22 minutes now of Injustice gameplay without me talking. Hang on, was that opponent 3? That had to be 13. How many characters are in this game? Whatever, let's just keep going. No. In your face, Cyborg. Actually, Cyborg is another character who I really like. Oh, that was a good combo. Even though I think he doesn't always get the attention he deserves. Yeah, everyone knows him from Teen Titans, but I'm talking more on his own. He actually is a really good character on his own, and leads to some pretty interesting stories in his own solo series that I've read. Yeah, I'm getting beaten. Okay, hang on. There, now we're getting evened. So, yeah. Cyborg to me, again, was a very interesting character because it wasn't exactly like he was out there trying to fight evil or something and then he got turned, like, and then something happened and he became a superhero. He was just a normal guy, and then an accident happened and it turned him into, and then his dad turned him into a cyborg.
Gonna bust you up. Gonna kick you where you want.
Right. Anyhow, so I don't know, it's a very interesting sort of morality question of, like, what should he do then? And in fact, I do a lot of writing on my own, and there actually has been a book I've been working on for a few years now, which also features a character somewhat similar to Cyborg here. And so yeah, I just lost. A major part of the story is the character, I don't want to talk about who he is, having to come to terms with what he is. And that leads to some pretty interesting morality questions of, like, what's the right thing to do in this situation? Or, because I can do this doesn't mean I should. You know, stuff like that. Which to me is interesting. So, now that I've lost after winning 13 battles, I'll show you all, Nightwing here. Let's just go with... why not? Again, he's a character who I think would be great in this game, but in this game he wasn't handled too well, and I really hope they do better in Injustice 2. So yeah, that looks awesome, I'm not gonna lie. Nightwing, before Lobo came out and Scorpion, before they were released, Nightwing was easily my favorite character. Ooh. Hang on. But then again, I think I already touched on that in my review of this game a while back. Man, that must have been like a year and a half ago now. And if anyone knows, just comment down below how many years that was. It can't have been more than 2 years. It can't have been. But I do remember that was also when I recently passed 50 subscribers. And by the way, thanks to you guys, I'm actually past 100 subscribers right now. Granted, I keep gaining and losing them, because I kind of have a problem with being frequent. And part of that is because I like to do things at my own pace, not at a pace of what I want. Like, I don't want people demanding a certain expectation from me. But you know what? Actually, while we're here, I might as well talk about this. to all those people who are talking about demonetization, well, here's what I think about it. You know, I'm not going to waste my time making a full video on this subject. So, you know what? Here's just me playing a game talking about it. That is, if this audio is even working. Hang on. Let me just finish this battle. Oh, come on! Okay, so, the people who are saying YouTube is trying to censor them, yeah, they kinda are. But at the same time, it's YouTube, not yours. Like, YouTube owns the site. They can do what they want. If you actually read their terms and conditions, like I know so few of you actually do, they actually say they have a right... Okay, I can't believe I lost there. They say they have a right to actually, like, pull videos or demonetize depending on if they think it's appropriate or not. And if advertisers are saying they want to have less vulgar videos or less crude videos or less this and that videos, that's YouTube's call, not yours. I know this isn't a very popular opinion, but I kind of feel like it's an opinion that needs to be said nonetheless. So, I don't know. Maybe I am being a bit too harsh on everyone out there, because I think you should have the here's what I think. You should, okay, I said I think too many times there, I'm sorry. You should have the choice of being as rude or as clean as you want. And you should be able to make money off your videos. That's the way it should be. But if YouTube decides that something is too far, they should have that right to essentially not make your video available for monetization. And that's entirely up to them. There's nothing I can do about it, and frankly, if you guys say that, oh, there's nothing I can... Like, if a YouTuber says there's nothing I can do because they're shutting down my channel, yo, there is something you can do, but it's something which a lot of people don't want to do. It's called being clean. Alright? I rarely, if ever, swear. Have you guys noticed that? And the times when I do swear, those tend to be my more viewed videos. For some reason, being rude on the internet is how you get famous. But if YouTube's trying to clean up their act or something, well, guess what, people? That's not how it's gonna be anymore. Now, granted, I just don't like being rude in the first place, which is why I can. Go ahead. I am not, because I was telling you, if you have to be clean, that then would be back, if YouTube said you had to be clean, no matter what, that would actually be YouTube trying to take away your freedom of speech, your creative freedom on their site. And YouTube hasn't said anything about that in their terms of agreement. So, what does this have to do with a whole lot of things going on nowadays? Essentially, here's what I'm trying to get at. If you guys want to be rude and all that and have a good time on YouTube the way that you see fit, go ahead, I can't stop you. In fact, that's great, more power to you. But if you guys suddenly go like, oh, that's not cool, they're taking away our monetization, well, that means one of two things. One, you're doing this for money and not for the people who watch it, so frankly, I don't feel much pity for you because you're only seeing us as money. And two, well, get used to it, because if YouTube wants to be like this, it might be like this for a month, it might be like this for the rest of our lives. Now, I just want to say, to everyone watching this, you guys are amazing. You guys are the reason why I make these videos. I don't know, you know, let's play a few more rounds and I might call it a day, just to see if this even worked. You know what, let's have a good old-fashioned fight.
Batman. Superman.
And let's go to Metropolis. Batman v Superman, the way it actually should be. Now don't get me wrong, I thought the movie was really, really good. Well, it was good at least, not really, really good. But it did have a lot of problems. Problems with which I didn't really want to talk about at first, but I'd be lying if I said they weren't there. So, yeah. So, you know, stuff like, why are Batman and Superman worst enemies at 1 second? And then all of a sudden they're best friends because their mothers share the same name? I don't know, that honestly is pretty stupid. But it did have some pretty cool things, and you'd be lying if you said you didn't find it cool, okay? Like, the fight scenes, you would be lying if you said you didn't think it was cool. And I just messed up a really good combo there. Like, a lot of the fight sequences and, like, the Batmobile and stuff, like, the Batmobile looked awesome, and Jeremy Irons' outfit was amazing. And you know what? I really liked the scene when Batman kind of has, like, that pseudo-nightmare thing where he's gunning people down and then Superman finds out who he is and kills him. Because, again, that was, like, Red Sun. That's, like, what it should have been. At least in my opinion. Hang on. Oh, darn. So, was Batman v Superman a bad movie? Not necessarily. It wasn't the major film that everyone, including myself, thought it was going to be. And I know, I don't often get ultra hyped up about a movie, aside from stuff like Deadpool and Batman v Superman. The main reason why I got hyped up over those two is because I thought there was no possible way they could mess it up. I thought it had to be good with everything they had going for it. And well, Deadpool was awesome in every regard, and is still one of my favorite movies and one of the best superhero movies made. Batman v Superman was more a very mediocre movie with a lot of bad moments, but still some rather good ones too. Good ones which not enough people tend to think about, they just tend to slam the entire thing.
Stay down.
Booyah. In fact, that would make an awesome movie. An animated one or a live-action one. If they did the whole War of Light storyline, that would be cool. Having like zombie Black Lantern, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Doomsday, like all the guys here, like Doomsday here, Blackest Night. I don't think Wonder Woman has one. Flash has one. Hawkgirl actually has one, surprisingly. You know what I mean? Like, just these characters. Did Solomon Grundy have one? No. I think that was it. Yeah. You guys know what I mean. Just all those characters who were given a, well, a zombified Black Lantern version. Oh, Wonder Woman does have one. No, wait, I'm thinking Red Sun again. My bad.
Wonder Woman.
We're gonna have a Red Sun battle in the Hall of Justice, and then I'm gonna call it a day. So, thanks for kicking back with me and enjoying some games. If you guys ever actually want to do a live stream with me, be for sure to add me. I'm the Media Raptor on my PlayStation Network thing. I'm always looking for more friends to game with. And if you guys, if it works out, we could all get together. Like we could get together. You'd be on like one of my streams or whatever, and we could all play like Mortal Kombat or something, or Watch Dogs 2 when it comes out. In fact, I can guarantee that either the day or the day after Watch Dogs 2 comes out, the first time I play it, I'm going to be doing a live stream of it. I can't guarantee what time it'll be, because, it'll be a little bit into the school year and all that. In fact, that's another thing. I don't know exactly when my reviews will be coming out in the upcoming future, because school. But I would be lying if I said, but yeah, when it comes out, I can guarantee you guys a gameplay thing. Same with Injustice 2, and maybe the new South Park game, if I can actually get my hands on it. I don't know, I'm still kind of debating on that game, because Stick of Truth was a lot of fun, but it had a lot of stuff I really never want to see again. Hang on. Okay. And if you played Stick of Truth, you know the stuff I'm talking about. There was some stuff which, I know it's South Park, but even for South Park, it went too far. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up only if you're over 18, and here comes another super attack. Something I always wondered, why didn't those Amazonians help her in the first place? I get she's the princess or the queen, depending on, well, I think is she queen at any point? I think in Flashpoint she was the queen, but she's princess in all the others, so I don't know.
Superman wins.
Well, guys, I'm gonna actually just kind of head on out in a minute. I'm gonna start another round, and I might go quiet. But thanks all for joining me for this this live stream of Injustice. This was just mainly a test to even see if this thing worked. But thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you guys all have an awesome time in whatever the heck it is you guys are doing in the coming future. And good luck to all of you with whatever you do. And until next time, this is the Meteor Raptor saying keep cool, and I will see you guys around. Later.
Finish.
Begin.
Get over. Now you burn.
This is my second favorite super move next to Lobo's. Just bye.
You're not so tough. For my family and clan.